Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to make a video. I had a few comments and messages and stuff like that on a post about my Bigfoot 6. This is the custom Bigfoot 6 that I had built. And people asked, what was it made of? How do you make it? That kind of thing. And I know people asked me to, they asked me to build stuff for them. And I'm just going to try to show you what goes into, at least what went into building this Bigfoot 6. And then kind of explain why I don't really build for other people anymore, and just why for me it's not cost effective or time effective, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but I don't know, ultimately show you that what goes into building this and trucks that are similar to that, like my kind of method and what I do. So really, to make this Bigfoot 6, I'll show you real quick. This is the Bigfoot 6 that Greenlight sells us. And I don't know really off the top of my head if Bigfoot really ever ran this body configuration on Bigfoot 6 whatsoever. I know that Bigfoot 6 was never a tube chassis. It didn't have this door graphic. The wheels are wrong. Most of this truck is, the way it's branded as number 6 is wrong. Even number 4 or number 3 wouldn't even make any sense the way this truck is. So to make our own Bigfoot 6 the way we remember from back in the day, I actually have to use, what you see here is 4 different trucks, parts from each one combined, along with, here's a list I had to make so I remembered all of it. So parts from 4 different Greenlight trucks, and then also combined with some 3D printing, maybe some stuff from a parts bin, that kind of thing. So what we'll do is we'll start off, we'll go with the body first. So the body for this truck is actually from a Greenlight Bigfoot 3, which if you look, compare side by side, it's just the body graphic is different, the roll bar and the racer back, that kind of thing. So so what I do is I take this body, which actually has a more, even though the graphic still isn't perfect, I use this body. Okay, so that's one truck. And then for the roll bar, this is actually the roll bar that comes on the Bigfoot Cruiser trucks from Greenlight. It's the only model that I've seen that comes with the roll bar that has the long rear bars. So obviously I just put a magnet in the bed and there, so I can easily switch them on and off like that. Because these are, if you don't know, these roll bars are pretty much interchangeable as long as you have similar bed styles from Greenlight. So right there, that's 2 trucks that I use for parts to make this Bigfoot 6. And then going down to the engine. The engine is from, if you look inside there closely, use my poker. The engine inside, the block and the header is actually from a Bigfoot 1 model. And then the headers are either from, they're either from the Bigfoot 1, or I know I have some resin casted headers in my parts bin. So the wheel fell off because I don't have it on there very sturdy. It's kind of just press fit on. There we go. Okay, so that's the 3rd truck that I use for parts to make a Bigfoot 6. And then 4 trucks, or there's a different one I can show you about, but I use the base chassis out of the Bigfoot 5 or Bigfoot 7 Greenlight trucks to make the base chassis for number 6 here, as you can see. This one is actually resin printed. And what I'll do is I'll just take off these wheels and tires right now to show you. But this chassis I use for this model of Bigfoot 6 is actually a resin printed chassis from anything 4-wheel drive. Super detailed, looks just like the lower half of the Greenlight Bigfoot 5 or 7 chassis. And I had asked Ben, I requested them to see if they could make something, because it's nice to have all kinds of parts in the parts bin, but sometimes you don't want to have to buy a whole truck just to use one part off it. So I don't know when it was, a couple years ago, I had asked Ben to Anything Four-Wheel Drive to see if he could design and then print this lower chassis, and that's what he's done for the modeling community, and it came out really good. A lot of detail in there. So that's what I use, and it's hard to tell, but what I end up doing is I take a piece of styrene plastic and I just glue it to the top of the chassis to use as like a body spacer and also a little bit of strength, and I just glue the body with the interior onto that flat surface of the chassis. All right, so far we've used 1, 2, 3, 4 different trucks, some 3D printed, resin printed chassis to make this. And then these wheels and tires are actually, there are two pieces, the tire and then the wheel inside. The wheel inside is actually 3D filament print, and then the tire is actually a resin print. Come on, super nice, super accurate. Okay, so I said, when people over the years have asked me to build them things, and there's been times where I agree to it and I say okay, sure, and then I give them a price, and obviously the price has to include the donor trucks that I use, because you can't just, I like to make things as accurate as I can. So once you add up the price of all these trucks and shipping and what have you, it adds up pretty quick, and then people either say no, I don't want to pay that, which is fine, or what I also tell them to do is I say, look, if I can do this just by combining pieces from a few different trucks, going online, maybe buying some pieces, going to the parts bin and finding engine pieces and what have you, if I can make this, then anybody else can make it. Because really, it doesn't take that much skill or ability to do this. Just takes a little bit of thinking, a little bit of tinkering, a little bit of modeling skill, I guess. And this is just a flag that I had made in that post. It was a McDonald's and the Ford flag from the 1988 Atlanta show, and I just use a little drill to drill a hole in the bed, and then that's the Bigfoot 6 model that I had showed you. Okay, so again, real quick, this is what they sell you as a Bigfoot 6. Whether they, obviously Greenlight doesn't do a perfect job every time, but this is what they branded to us as number 6. And really, who knows what truck they were trying to actually make, but this is a much more accurate number 6. Just takes a little bit of work and some donor trucks. So, all right, I'll sign off with that. Appreciate you guys. Happy building. We'll see you. Thanks. And if you enjoy content like this, leave a like and a comment, and there's more on the way.